Shakalak. What's going on? This is ShanGO Ray, aka Real Deal Ray. This is the Shangodiac 4. All my Virgos, the Virgolicious crew. Okay, first one of 2019. It's been a long time, Virgo, since we spoke. All right. So this reading, we're going to deal with, where you at, where were you coming from, where you at, and what's coming to you. You know, of course, this is a general reading. So, like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Like, share, subscribe, and thrive. And of course, like, share, subscribe, and thrive in that order. Okay, that's the order of operations. That's how shit works. Okay, everything has an order, right? So, um, whether this is your sun, moon, rising, whatever, that's fine. If it resonates, it resonates. If not, and this batch wasn't for you. So, without further ado, let's kind of get into this. I like to start with where are we coming from here? Where are we coming from? So, the first thing that catches my eye is this right here. Okay, I feel like some of you Virgos have been feeling like you've been sabotaged. Okay, definitely feeling like you've been sabotaged. There's been a monkey wrench in some plans, something that you wanted to make happen, whether that's from yourself or, appearing to come from outside influences, all right? And for some of you Virgos, too, this is also referring to your health, not taking care of yourself, not doing what you need to do, all right? As far as whatever, anything going on physically, be that with some old injury or with maybe a particular medical condition, okay? But there's a couple people showing up here as far as, and there's some other things. We're going to get into that right now. And even though this has been somewhat challenging, though, I do feel in some ways like your creative mind has been very active, though, okay? There also may be some type of an air sign, someone who may be younger or acts younger than you, okay? So that's Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Or this may be also showing me an aspect of you, like maybe you have Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini somewhere in your chart, as far as where it would relate to the situation that it seems to be coming through here, okay? Now, I'm just going to tell you how this is coming through. I feel in some ways this may also be related to a fatherly figure, someone that you look up as a fatherly figure. Of course, this can also be referring to a water sign, all right? But I'm feeling a male energy also here, all right? But definitely the main theme, if I had to compose it into an emotion, is disappointment, and some of these outward occurrences definitely are not your fault. You know what I'm saying? I do also see that, and this has actually come up maybe twice or three other times in some other readings here for this batch of Shangodiacs, where something having to do with your relationship with your father, okay, with your father, these emotional either traumas or these emotional things from the past have been kind of peeking their head in, okay, and I don't want to say that, well, I'm in some ways they are causal. In other words, there's things inside you that are buried deep, okay? You buried them, or maybe even not consciously you buried them, but your mind kind of buried them because it was too much to handle, all right? And these things are still going, they're still running, all right? And they still produce effects in your world, in your life, okay, inside and out. And these things are showing up. Okay, these things are definitely showing up. All right. There's also dealing with somebody who says one thing and does another. Okay, and this may very well also relate to that fatherly energy, or that person who, you know, may seem to have some sort of fatherly energy type of vibe about them. But there's also, I just feel like so many of you Virgos were dealing with somebody also who, um, they say one thing and it's like, but they're not. It's almost like they're wishy-washy with their word, and what they say and how it was going to be, it just doesn't. It's not how it was. So let's dive into and see what's going on as far as right now. Okay. Underneath everything, though, too, is this quest that you have right now for emotional security. All right, a home for your heart, a home for your heart, and that can take on many shapes. That could be a home for your heart within a relationship. That can just be an overall feeling of emotional security as it relates to you in your world. Okay, you in your world, feeling safe, somewhere you can work off of, somewhere you can grow from. Also, a foundation, an emotional foundation, which many of you have lacked. Have lacked. So the other thing here right now, though, is this is also a time of some expansion. Okay, as far as on the mental realm and even creatively. Okay, I feel like in some ways there are some creative things coming forth to you right now, and it would be my humble advice to you to invest in a dollar notebook or something from the dollar store, and write that shit down. Okay, or record it on your phone or whatever, but primarily write it down so it's in a actual physical concrete form. So that way it also relieves something within your mind when you write it down. But there's definitely, you have ideas going on. I feel like this is actually a creative time too, and a creative time and space in which you can communicate with others, especially others who may hold the gate or who may hold the key, or they might be a gatekeeper, so to speak, in a way, as far as getting into another situation or opening an opportunity. Okay, so even though this isn't reverse, I do want to say that just be careful, be mindful about how you are, communicating. This may also be a time where, misunderstandings are could be prevalent or have been prevalent right now. And you definitely want to, just be careful or just be mindful of how you may be coming off, how you may be presenting yourself through your communication to people. Because even though you may think you're not coming off in a certain way, the other person is definitely seeing you that way. And there may be three, four, five saying, yes, you're coming off in a certain way. And you're just, for whatever reason, oblivious to that. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that you really want to just kind of take to mind. It's not about so much caring about what people think about you, but it's about being mindful of how you are coming off. Because, one thing about this particular life is the quality of your life is also intimately tied in with the quality of your communication with people. So just keep that in mind, okay? But other than that, this is a time to maybe also, if you can, move around a little bit, spread your ideas around, get things moving as far as your ideas, though, because this is about, I feel like there is also a restlessness here, though. Not so much restlessness, but like also just an urge to get something moving, an idea that you had moving, moving. And more than likely, this is also containing several different parts. So these other parts are going to involve other people. And how do you deal with other people? Through communication. So that's another thing coming through. So let's look and see what is coming towards you. All right. I definitely see one thing here is there is a partnership coming for you. all right? A partnership. Now, this is coming through a couple different ways. There's a partnership coming, all right? And this is about money, okay? This is about coming together about money, all right? Now, the other thing about this card, though, is as all this shit's happening on the outside world, what's most important is your own personal relationship and partnership with your ideas, concepts, and attitudes that you have about money, sustenance, and finances and stuff like that. Okay, because whether we like it or not, we need these things to keep shit moving in this world. All right. So that is something that is definitely coming to you now. This may also be coming from somebody, another air sign. Okay. I definitely feel like a woman air sign may be helping you out in some way, even if she's just like a mastermind. When I mean someone you mastermind with, I call masterminding, but like just someone whose opinion, whose perspectives that you appreciate, and you're able to bounce ideas off of. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we got to get out of our own. It's always good to bounce ideas off of that you have with somebody, especially in that building stage. But it has to be the right person, it has to be the right fit. And I definitely feel like there is somebody coming towards you, a woman, particularly a woman. Okay, now it may not be a woman, but I feel like for a lot of you, it could be definitely a woman. Okay, and she's going to be able to stimulate you into mentally, as far as just even thinking or maybe even expanding your perspective, even just a little bit, is going to make a big difference. So that's something I definitely see coming here. Also, moving around maybe for work, having to travel for work. All right. The other thing about this is you're going to feel as if your spirit is moving you for something, and you may not understand what is going on. Okay. Um, I'm taking that most of you Virgos that see this video do have some type of spiritual, um, intellectual, how would I say, a spiritual intelligence to you as it relates to yourself. So your spirit is going to be moving you into something, okay? Your spirit may also guide you into this particular next chapter here of what your work is, and or maybe even a job, because sometimes you'd be surprised what comes through from a job. So many people's lives have changed just by choosing to work at a certain place, or you got this certain job here, so because you start working here, you get into a relationship, or you meet somebody, or just whatever. Like, there's just no telling. The future is always changing with every decision that we make. Everything we do is changing the future. Okay. And there are infinite amounts of there's not just one future, there's infinite variations of future timelines that you can experience. What you're going to experience is going to depend on what you tune into. All right. I like to use the played out analogy of different television stations. Okay. And if you're watching channel 6, you can't be watching channel 10. You don't know what's going on channel 10 because you're watching channel 6. But you could actually flip to channel 10, and now you're in that particular you're in that vibe, you're in that mode, you're in that realm. Okay? So that's basically what I have for you right now, Virgo. So my advice to you, let go, let it flow, and happy movings on you. Okay? So we'll be checking back in. Peace.